Students, it's Ms. Sobermeyer, and we are working on our Principles of a Design book. This tutorial will show you how to create a symmetrical, balanced design. Okay, symmetry is when the balance of a design is one side is the mirror image of the other. Okay, so for example, our faces are symmetrical. All right, so we have one eye here. The other eye is the mirror image of the first eye. Same thing here, although the shadows are different, the shapes on the nose are fairly symmetrical. And in this poster design, they've placed a moth or butterfly directly over this woman's mouth, and butterflies and moths are also symmetrical. One wing is the mirror image of the other. Even if you draw a line straight down the middle of this bug, this half of the body is a mirror image of this half. Okay, so this is symmetrical balance. So we're going to start today by closing this up and going to new file. We're going to call this symmetrical balance. And we are going to make it a 3" by 3" document with 300 resolution, color mode RGB, 8-bit, custom white background. Create. Command 0 makes it fit the screen. For this design, we can first fill in the background with a color. So I'm going to choose any kind of random color here. Let's go with kind of this blue-gray. All right, and then I will create a new layer on top. The next thing we're going to do is go to the brush tool. In the brush tool, we're going to go to the options. Make sure it's set on normal, opacity 100%, flow 100%, and then way over here at the far end, you will find the symmetry tool. Okay, and if we go down to vertical, we're going to be using the vertical symmetry tool. Okay, once you get this bounding box, you're going to take your move tool or your cursor and move it up to the top and move the bottom down to the bottom. I'm going to use of the document as well. Push the check mark, and now we're ready to begin. We're going to choose a contrasting color. I'm just going to go with a darker color this time. And we're going to, I'm going to make my picks. I'm going to be using, you can use soft edge brush too, but I'm going to start with a hard edge brush. Okay, so we can, what the cool thing about this tool is that it automatically mirrors whatever it is that you create. Okay, so it makes creating symmetry very easy. So you can see there's a line right down the center. One side is the exact mirror image of the other. Make this a little more orange. Okay, and if we create shapes, it will mirror them. You can create shapes right down the center. I'm using my bracket tool to make this dot get smaller and smaller as I go down. Okay, and then maybe I'll do something like this. Okay, and I'm going to go with another color. And if I click my mouse and hold the shift key, it will also create those straight lines. And we can use that for the design as well. Okay. So it's super easy to create an interesting symmetrical design. And I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to pick up that orange again, so I can repeat the orange to create a little more unity at the bottom. Let's see here. If I don't like something, Command Z. I'm going to try this instead. Hold the Shift key. I'm going to make some stripes here. And do a little more orange at the top again to kind of tie the two sides, top and bottom, together. Repetition is a nice way to help create unity. Okay, now I can keep going and make this design even more complex, but in the essence of, or in the spirit of saving some time on the video, I'm going to call this one finished. And so I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save this one as a JPEG on my computer. Let's see, I think in this one I have to save it as a copy to get to the JPEG option. All right, save. And actually, you should be saving this to your desktop, to your Principles of Design folder. All right, and then we will be using the text tool, and I'm going to type in symmetrical. Whoops. Balance. And it is too big, so I am going to highlight it, bring it down in size, and I definitely want to change the color and the font. I usually actually like to, when I'm doing symmetrical balance, it's actually kind of a nice idea to keep everything really symmetrical. So putting the words down the center is good. Now, this is a horrible font or color choice because it's not standing out. So I can go back in, highlight it, go to my color picker. Maybe I'll try this darker color and see how that looks. It's better, okay, but still not great. I'm going to go to the outside of my text layer and double click out here. I can go with the stroke, which gives it a stroke or a line around the edge. Okay, I can change the color of that to maybe this color. That looks not so great. I'm going to go back with this one and maybe pull it down and make it a little darker there. So maybe changing the font would help too. So try things out until you find something that seems to look good and work with the design. Okay, all right, I'm going to go with layer flatten and image canvas size. I'm going to go with inches and 0.5 because I'm adding a white border. Keep it anchored in the center. Go with a white border. Okay, okay. And then a little black line around the edge. So canvas, image, canvas size, 5. Change this to black. And okay. Okay. And then save it as a JPEG. And again, save it to your Principles of Design folder. I am at home and don't have that folder, but you will. Okay. All right, so that is symmetrical balance.